I'm excited to engage the diaspora community. For over 15 years, I've worked at the intersection of UK real estate, financial services, and global digital transformation, helping Fortune 500 organizations to build systems where trust, compliance, and transparency are non-negotiable. But every time I look back home, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Ghana, anywhere in Africa, I saw a painful truth. The number one barrier to African real estate growth is not land, is not funding, is not demand. It is the trust that is missing. For decades, millions in the diaspora have wanted to invest confidently in property back home. They want to invest in the motherland, to build, to own, to contribute, to create generational wealth. More importantly, to have access to the culture they belong to. Yet, too many have been met with fraud, misinformation, unverified agents, fake documents, and systematic complexities that makes it impossible for them to trust the system of buying property back in their motherland. This is not just a personal frustration, it is a continental economic chokehold. Because when trust collapses, investment collapses. And when investment collapses, development stalls. I know we want Africa to develop, but in a way, we are stopping the growth of Africa, especially in the real estate sector. That is why we gathered together to build Davap, which means Digital Asset Verification Assurance Protocol, because the diaspora deserves a world-class verification system that matches standards we have all seen in different aspects of our life, working in the diaspora, working in established economies. Davap is a multi-layered, professionalized verification ecosystem that brings together land verification and ownership integrity, legal due diligence, construction verification, professional oversight, fraud prevention, a national scam alert system, a transparent, standardized process for diaspora investors. This is just not the service you're used to. This is just not something to solve one part of the problem. This is an infrastructure. This is the missing trust layer the African real estate sector needs and been waiting for decades. This is a game changer. Digital platform to enable trust and more investment in the African community. You may ask, what are the pain points? What are we trying to solve? The major pain points, this is stories I hear from investors, my investors investing in the UK, investors investing globally. More importantly, investors trying to put money into Africa. Every week, every conversations, every story rallies around, I paid for land that didn't exist. The agent disappeared. The documents are fake. The house was never built. My family member mismanaged the funds. This is a consistent stuff. And believe you me, this is not an isolated incident. I'm sure it's happened to you or someone you know. There is a systematic failure that has cost the diaspora billions and cost Africa decades of growth. And that is why Davap exists, to end the era of blind trust and move us towards verified trust. This is something we are used to in other economies. Let's make something work in the Africa using verified trust layer. A lot of people have heard the word scam. A lot of people have been fraudulently scammed by one person or the other. This continued to affect them for a long time. This is a big problem. We've seen it in different ways. We've seen fraud cause Africa a bad name anywhere we go. But the important thing is fraud thrives in silence, because every one of us decides to keep silence about the fraud happening around us. Fraud thrives when victims feel ashamed, too ashamed to say, I have been defrauded by this person, too ashamed to name the culprit of fraud. Fraud thrives when the ecosystem has no unified reporting mechanism. That's why we built the scam alarm system for the real estate. This is designed to empower the public to report suspicious actors. We know them. They live in our communities. We know what's going wrong. So it's time for us to act as a community and report suspicious actors, especially in the real estate sector. We want to build a national database of fraudulent behaviors. This thing should not be allowed to repeat itself year in, year out. It's the same issues, but it keeps repeating with different actors, with different name, with different identity. It keeps coming up. How do we as a community work together to avoid these things? We want the Davap scam alert system to protect innocent buyers. People have worked hard to earn their money, to save for years, and it's not good for them to get scammed. We want to remove bad actors from the ecosystem. There are good people to work with. There are good professionals to work with. Let's elevate those professionals. Let's remove the bad actors. Let's remove the bad eggs that causes every other person trouble. We want, as part of Davap, to strengthen the credibility of legitimate professionals. We want people to stand and believe in their profession and actually give out their best because they know that they are doing something right, not just for their pocket, but for the ecosystem in general. This is how we can clean the market. This is how we can protect the diaspora. This is how we can restore confidence in the motherland. This is how we can restore confidence in real estate investment. This is how we can restore confidence in making sure Africa grow to a global standard. Why solving trust unlocks Africa's super growth area? Everybody says Africa is the next growth frontier. We all know it. We all know the possibilities in Africa. But without trust, it's very difficult for even diasporas that have lived back home to invest, less the foreign investors. So how do we change this narrative? When trust becomes a standard, that is something that we need to strive for as part of African community. More diaspora would invest, more developers will build, more banks would finance, more jobs are created, more housing projects are completed, more capital flows into the economy, and more importantly, the GDP rises. And we start to build an African we can be proud of, starting from just little layer of trust, making sure the right players are doing the right thing for the ecosystem and creating wealth and growth for the Africa. Trust is not a nice to have. It is a must to have. We need to be very intentional. We need to take it as a critical element of development in Africa, especially in the real estate sector. Trust is an economic infrastructure. If we can get trust right, the infrastructure we need in Africa would blossom without any doubt. Davap is a foundation upon which Africa's next trillion-dollar estate economy can be built. This has been built in other economy. Let us do the same and make it happen for Africa. Building the trust layer, the trust infrastructure that's going to change everything we believe in Africa. What's my passion for this mission? This is a mission. This is something I've carried for years. This is over 20 years of experience looking at the possibilities of Africa, doing different things in Africa. Every week, through my Diaspora Diary column, this is a regular column we share in major newspapers in Africa, especially in Nigeria. I write about nation building. I believe as part of the diaspora, we have what it takes to build our nation. I talk on regular column, talking about the identity, talking about our responsibility, talking about the untapped power of the diaspora. We are so powerful, but we do not use our power as a diaspora. So Davap is a practical extension of that message. It is my contribution to the future where diaspora wealth builds African cities. Diaspora confidence fuels African development. Because if we as a diaspora are confident about our motherland, then we can bring in more investors to come and believe in Africa. Believe in Africa to do Africa right. Diaspora trust accelerates African progress. If we are the brand ambassadors of our motherland, because we can trust what is happening there, because we can trust the ecosystem of real estate, then we accelerate the African progress. This is not just business for me. This is purpose. This is legacy. This is nation building in action. And I invite everyone to come. If you have passion for Africa, if you have passion as a diaspora, this is the time to change just one aspect of a fundamental structure: housing, infrastructure, real estate. We can change that by building a trust infrastructure. Let's take out the bad guys. Let's put a system in place. Let's organize the ecosystem and make our nation thrive, because people deserve to live in good places. People deserve to have access to the right accommodation. But this is not what we see currently. But with just a change in our thinking, in the trust we have, and we can bring back to the ecosystem, things can change, and things can change for the better. We can be proud to go back to Africa and say we are part of the nation building element of this continent. We can't do this alone. We've started the conversation, we've started the journey. Diaspora Asset Verification Assurance Protocol is not something we can do alone. We need government agencies, we need estate developers, we need surveyors, we need lawyers, we need banks, we need fintechs, we need PropTech innovators, we need the diaspora organizations, and we need regulators to come together and create this trust infrastructure that's going to change things. We cannot all wait for government every time. We have an element of what we can do. Africa cannot grow without trust. That's the fundamental issue. And trust cannot grow without collaboration. We have to work together. We have to be able to fish out the bad players, the bad actors in every ecosystem, starting from real estate. Let's fish them out. Let's clean up the system and be able to bring the right level of investment back to Africa. If you are committed to a transparent, fraud-free, globally trusted real estate ecosystem, Davap is your partner. We want to partner at the Diaspora Asset Verification Asset Protocol. This is a combination of different frontiers. This is 30-tier combination that we put together to make sure that all the ecosystem, all the checklists, all this standard operating system is put together and working together. Let's build the future together. This is the future of Africa, the future that is built on trust, the future that is built with the future in mind, with the generations ahead in mind. Let's come together and make this happen. To everyone, to the diaspora, we say connect. Look onto our website. Look on our socials and let's connect. To the diaspora, this is your moment. This is a time that your little contribution can make a change in the motherland. Your dreams of building back home is valid. Your desire to invest is powerful. Your contribution to African development is irreplaceable. Diaspora Asset Verification Assurance Protocol exists to protect your journey, your investment, your legacy. Let's build with confidence. Let's build with integrity. Let's build with verified trust. Welcome to the future of Diaspora Protected African Real Estate. Welcome to Diaspora Asset Verification Assurance Protocol. Welcome to where we become the game changer that make things happen in Nigeria, in Africa, in Zimbabwe, in every country possible in Africa. We have the solution at hand. Let's push this. Let's push the narrative. Let's start the conversation. Let's take away things that are not working. Let's take away the scam. Let's take away the fraud. Let our brand be known for trust. Let's start with you. Let's start with me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Diaspora Asset Verification Assurance Protocol. It's a mind-blowing stuff we put together. It's 30-tier professionals coming together to create the trust that we need to make the ecosystem of real estate work. This is beyond the usual. This is the experience of pulling everything I've seen working in real estate in the UK, in Dubai, and seeing how it works in Africa. There is something missing. There's a layer missing there. And we want the professionals to come together. We want to organize the ecosystem to create the change we need. So if you are ever interested in investing in Africa, if you're ever interested in investing in Nigeria or any country or Ghana or Zimbabwe, the starting point is for you to work on trust, for you to see how it works. More importantly, if you've been scammed, if you have any issues, anything that happened in the past, we have a database now where we want to start fishing out the bad actors, the bad players. Join us and let this work. Just one conversation that you would have with the next person would start to change the narrative that we are used to. People run away from investing in Africa because of what? Because of trust. Let that conversation start with us. Let us put the right infrastructure in place. Let's put the right processes in place. Let's put the right standard in place. This is global standards that we are putting together to change the narrative about investing in Africa. I know you believe in Africa, and I know if African change, it's for our good. It's for our generation. So join me in this journey, because with you and I working together, with the community coming together, we know there's a lot we can do in the Black community. We know there's a lot we can do in the motherland. And I believe that there is something that you can do in your sphere, in your community, to start having this conversation. Let's join forces together. Let's collaborate. Let's work in partnership. Let's bring things together. Let's create a system that is so strong that nobody, no scammers, no fraudulent person can change the narrative. There are trusted people. Let's find the trusted people. Let's work with the trusted people. Let's take away the bad names. We have given Africa a bad name because we allow things to just fester on. We don't care. It's time to care, not just for yourself, for your community, not just for your community, for your children yet unborn. That's why this matters to you. Thank you. Join me. My name is Dejinea. I'm very passionate about Africa. I'm very passionate about the power of diaspora to make a change in Africa. Thank you, and I'd love to see you in this journey. Please join me on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you see. Please join and let's get this conversation going. We know we can make the change. We have put the structure in place. We need actors to come and push that forward. Join us as we push this forward. We appreciate you and we say thank you.